Hey everybody, it's time for another quick tips video. This one is, I think, a hot topic on folks' minds as you all begin to work with the BTFF SharePoint site and specifically getting a document off of the BTFF SharePoint site and saving it into your Google Drive and then working with that file in the Google Apps versus what you're probably traditionally used to is you would access the file from SharePoint and then open it in a Microsoft product and all that jazz. So still very similar process with Google. It actually does play nice. There's just one or two steps that we need to make sure everybody's clear on to just make this as easy and effortless for you all as possible. So one of the first things I want to recommend is that you go ahead and download Google Drive for desktop. As you can see, I'm sharing my entire desktop with you right now, so that way you can see this window right here. Now, remember, I'm working on a MacBook, so it's going to look a little bit different for our friends that are in Windows. But this is called a Finder window in Apple world. In the Windows world, very similar. You have File Explorer, and this basically gives you access to any files on your hard drive, but as well as any shared locations as well. And so when you download the Google Drive for desktop, it actually adds Google Drive to one of your locations within your Finder window or your File Explorer if you're on a Windows machine. And so from here, you can access any files, add files to these folders and so forth. It mirrors basically what is happening in Google Drive. I love this feature. I really like being able to use my Finder window to access files and to save things and so forth. It's just a nice feature. But where it really comes in handy is when you're working on the BTFF SharePoint site and you want to say, take this BTFF purchase request form and you want to download it and you want to save it right to your provider drive. When you have Google Drive for desktop, that makes that very, very easy. So opens up this window. This window allows you to then select a location where you want that file to be saved. So I am actually going to go over here. I could either do this drop-down menu or just click on my side panel here. I'm going to click on my side panel. And there you can see I'm going to go to shared drives, then provider drive, and then pick the county that I want to save that file in. For demo purposes, I am going to save it right here in Alachua. And folks from Alachua County, I'll make sure to delete these files later. And so that's super easy. Now, maybe I'm blowing your mind right now with the Google Drive stuff, and that's a little bit too much. You just really just want to be able to just get these files and get them into your shared drive and not have to worry about the Google Drive for desktop. That's fine too. Very similar process. You're just going to download it and save it to your downloads or wherever you want on your hard drive. Saving it to the hard drive, and then simply go to your Google Drive, go to the location you want to save it. So here I'm in the provider drive for Alachua County, and I can go ahead and upload files and select that file from my downloads. I can also just simply drag and drop, go to my downloads and drag that over and drop it in here. Boom. We have lots of purchase request forms in Alachua County right now, which will be gone in the morning, I promise. That is getting the files at least saved in a place you want on Google Drive. From there, it's super easy to work with these documents. Google actually has updated their apps, so they play very nicely with Microsoft file formats. So you can see we've kept the Microsoft file format. It is still .xls, which is an Excel file. And when I click to open that file, it's going to load. And then you'll see that extension name at the end of the file name once everything's fully loaded. Boom, .xls. And even when you hover over it, Microsoft Excel format. So it's automatically saved in this format. When you're working with it, it continues to be saved in this format. So you shouldn't need to save it or do anything to it. If for some reason you're not seeing this extension on the end, like .doc or .ppt for PowerPoint, .doc is for Word. If you're hovering over it and you're not seeing that Microsoft format of whatever kind of document you're working in, you can go here to download. So click File, then go to Download, and then select the document type that you want to download it as. Again, you can just save that into your downloads or what have you, and then when you want to email that document out, you can email it by attaching it. For today's purposes, again, everything's going to stay in this Excel format. So when we're ready to send this off for BTFF approval, it's really super easy as long as it's saved in your provider drive. So I am going to go now to, let's see, let me open up Gmail and show you how this works. It's super easy, very similar to attaching documents to an email or what have you. So I'm going to compose a new email. And instead of hitting this attach files, I can use this if I save the file in downloads. So if the file is that I was working with, I downloaded it and saved it into my downloads, I can select it from here. But again, for the example we're using, it's already saved as an Excel file, so I didn't need to download it. I left it right in my drive. So I'm just going to click the drive icon, which is that triangle icon, then go over to my shared drives, BTFF provider drive, find Alachua. And then I have my these purchase request forms right here, and simply insert. And I can select a drive link or an attachment. I'm going to select attachment. Drive link works for anybody within CivCom, but if you're going to email this out to BTFF, you want to make sure that you select attachment and then hit insert. And as you can see, it's attached as a .xls file, an Excel file. So we are good to go. So hopefully, I know this was a lot, so hopefully this video is helpful. If you have any questions or want some guided assistance, from me, please reach out, mike@civcom.com. I'm here to support you all. We totally understand the shift from a Microsoft world to a Google world is not an easy one. And so we want to make sure that we're supporting you as much as possible. So please utilize me and stay tuned for future episodes of these quick tips. And again, hope this was helpful. Take care, everybody.